switch it up real quick. So, what I wanted to talk about today, the importance of self-love and setting boundaries. That is what I wanted to talk about. All right. So, let me just kind of recoup and then start. Okay, guys? Let me just kind of recoup. All right, so I'm just gonna give you guys a little brief synopsis scenario. Can't think of the word right now. Yeah, and if you guys are wondering about the accent, I'm from Jamaica. Yeah, big up Jamaica, straight. All right, so like a year ago and before, Shanae. Who was Shanae? A year ago, I was actually like addicted to smoking. This is something I didn't admit to myself, but yes, I was addicted to smoking. Not only that, I had forgotten my self-worth. I did not love myself. I didn't even know how to love myself, to be honest. And I'm being very open with you guys right now. A few months ago, I was a little bit is still, but I'm gonna put you guys in a little bit more. Just wait. I was the kind of girl who would take my shirt off my back and give to someone. Like, I'm the kind of person who will have $20 and you ask me for 15 and I would give it to you and I wouldn't complain, and even if I couldn't do something, as if I didn't have the resources, I felt guilty when I couldn't help people, friends, loved ones, and whatever. And then I realized I'm the kind of person I would suffer in silence. Because I am being, a first child, and I don't know, I've just always kind of been strong. I'm not a fan of that adjective, but that's the word I can find right now. I really was that kind of person who just could handle anything, and just pick myself up and just do what I have to do. So even if I let in someone, sometimes I wouldn't let them know I need help, or I would just tough it out, and I would be the person who was going through my stuff emotionally and still want to be there for you that's going through your stuff. And I have friends that can attest to that. My friends, they know me, they've commented on the fact that I'm that way. Yes. So yeah, I just always like to help people. I'm still that person who likes to help people, emotionally, physically, financially, however way I can. I love to help people. I love to put a smile on people's faces. And honestly, I used to love being that go-to. But I realized whenever I was down, sometime I was down, even if I didn't say anything, people would realize. I know you guys are thinking like it's unfair for me to think that people would realize, but no, if we're friends and I'm not my usual self, you should notice, because I notice things, But whenever I do open up and tell them, I realize that I don't hear from them anymore, and it would be strange, and I remember always I used to feel like shit, literally, because I would always say, well, these are the kind of people I would give my all to or whatever, and when I need someone, no one is ever there, and I used to just wallow in self-pity and feel bad. But I know a lot of people are probably out there that can relate to this, but I realized now, and I've realized some months now, this was because I was not loving myself. So when you don't love yourself, you teach others how to treat you. I've always heard that saying, and I used to be like, no, but you really do teach others how to treat you. It's a subconscious thing that we really don't realize, So if you see me always giving, and another thing, I was in a group on Clubhouse, and someone said this, and this was totally true. People will have water in their cup and ask you for your water, at that time you have your last drop and you will give it to them. And they won't even know, because here's the thing, they know that you are the kind of person who will give them, and they don't want to use their drop. And I was like, wow. And I wrote something in my notes, and that was how I was feeling at the time, because I feel like everybody made sure they covered their backs when I would give my last. But yeah, as I say, I realized that this was because I didn't love myself, and I was pouring from an empty cup. How can you really pour into others and not pour back into yourself? In life, we have to balance the giving and receiving. And when I say giving and receiving, I'm not just speaking financially, I'm speaking like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in many ways. Like, you have to balance. You have to balance. So you have to learn to stop watering dead plants. Like, you have to be realistic with yourself and be like, is this serving me? You have to learn to put yourself first. And here comes drawing boundaries. You have to put up boundaries and be like, no, with yourself, not only with others, with yourself. Be like, no, if you can't do something, you just can't. You don't need to feel bad. That was one of my very first tests when I started my spiritual journey, was actually to see, because I remember in the space of a week, and this was when I just lost my job, 2 different persons came to me for help. I knew that someone was coming, but I didn't know who, and when the person came, I immediately was like, yeah, and then someone came right after that. And I remember saying to my friend, I feel like this is a test. And she was like, what do you think you should do? And I'm like, I want to help, but I can't, because a friend just came to me and she said, if you can't, you can't. And it was very hard for me to tell the person that, I couldn't help them. But after that, it got easier. I'm still not at no, because they say that no is a full sentence. I'm still not there, but at least these days, it's better for me to say I can't, I can't, or anything you want to use. But I'm still not at no as a full sentence, because I do, care about people's feelings, but yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup, and you should put yourself before others. Not saying that you should be a mean person, because I am and will never be a mean person. I like to give, I like to help, I like to put a smile on people's faces, especially my loved ones. I just like to be that person, and that's the person God created me to be. But here's the thing, I cannot change the people that are around me, but I can change the people that are around me, if you understand what I mean. I can't change them, so I can move them up. If you're just taking, because takers don't have any limit. So as a giver, you have to learn your own limits, and you have to learn to pour into your cup, cover your own back. It's not being selfish, it's self-love and putting yourself first. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You should always put yourself first. It's important, because you really just can't. You really just can't pour from an empty cup. And now that I've learned these things, life has been better for me. I no longer feel some kind of way if I don't really have people like that around me anymore. But I do still have, I need to work on being more vulnerable and asking for help. That is something I really struggle with. So if you have this problem too, you need to work on that. But yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Or if you feel like emotionally you can't be there for a friend and they need a friend, it's okay that you can't help. You don't need to feel bad. And if you're like me, you will feel bad, because especially when you're empathic and you can feel people's emotions, we tend to feel bad when we shouldn't. And you have to learn to control that. You have to learn to have balance. God says, love thy neighbor as you love yourself, not more than you love yourself or less. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. If you have some money spare over, or If you're emotionally available to assist the person, well, fine. But if you can't, you just can't. So yeah, as I said, put yourself first. Pour into your cup, make sure you're okay, and then you can pour into other people's cup. So yeah, that was the message, and I really hope it helps somebody out there. I'm really excited. Once again, every video I say I'm so excited to make more videos, and I just want to thank everybody for the support so far, everybody that likes, comments, shares, you know, everybody that subscribe. I'm just so excited to be growing with you guys and sharing more content. Thank you so much. Sending you love and light. Blessings. Bye guys. Thank you for joining me.